So, welcome to video number 2 of the Ultimate NFR Playbook. What are we going to cover in this one?
Today, we're going to talk about just about everything you could possibly want to do rodeo-related during the day in Las Vegas.
And, boy, isn't there a lot?
Yeah, we're going to try and keep this as brief as possible because there's so many things happening, you guys. I think the best way to kick it off is with the shopping.
Absolutely, because there's definitely a lot of people that go pretty much just for the shopping.
I mean, that's not the only reason I go. But, for me, it's one of those things that I get to see so many things in person that I don't normally get to see. We don't have a ton of Western stores or tack shops, or just the amount and volume you get to see if you are in town during the NFR or for any stretch of the days for all of the shopping. And really, it can consume your day.
Absolutely. And not only do we like it because there are a lot of things that we never get to see, and there's a lot of stuff that we can only see if we go to Texas or whatever. I'm not big at shopping online because I like to see it and touch it and feel it and try it on. So that's a really good thing for me. But also, there's a lot of really great deals at a lot of things in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. You get to price shop. You get to look around. You get all the options. It's one of my favorite places to buy turquoise jewelry, simply because I get to see it, feel it, a lot of times meet the makers or see the stamps, have the stories behind the makers. So I really enjoy that aspect of it, as well as tack. We don't get to see, like I said, all that tack in person. So if there's something I'm hunting specific, we make like a list of things that we kind of want to buy and see what we can check off the boxes to find in the shopping at NFR.
Yeah, so let's get into it. We're going to cover all of the shopping venues and kind of go over what some of those features are, some of what our favorite things are we find in those specific ones. And we're going to start off with one that is going to be closer to home than any for us, because we are staying at the Rio this year. And right downstairs in the Rio convention space is going to be Stetson Country Christmas.
Yep, I end up at this show inevitably every single year. It's kind of a little bit different structured than some of the other shows, because a lot of the other shopping shows are in one large space, where Stetson Country Christmas has all these little alcoves of different stuff in different rooms, and every one of them has a different little vibe depending on the vendors in there. But you will find lots and lots of good stuff at this shopping show.
Yeah, there's a lot of good deals, and we'll kind of cover, you'll notice a lot of these are sponsored by one brand or another like that. This one's Stetson. So Stetson has a really large presence at this show. Most of the brands that have a booth set up are going to have really killer deals. They're going to have awesome bundles. They're going to have awesome packages. They're going to have giveaways where if you spend over a certain dollar amount, you get a piece of luggage or a bag or a backpack or something like that. And a lot of times those are really cool things. We've taken home a lot of those from Cinch and different brands. So I always recommend that if you're wanting to look for certain brands of things like that, that you look at these different areas in the trade shows, because you'll find those deals and you'll find really good promos going on for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger brands have their own booths, and they offer some of the best deals for their brand. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But specifically for Stetson Country Christmas, like Jordan said, Stetson's going to have a large presence there. In the back far right room, I actually mentioned this before, but there's a lot of bargain deals. If you're willing to dig for some things, you can find some really great booties and boots. I got some great Stetson little booties that are like tooled gorgeous that I have worn the fire out of. Yeah, I wear them for work all the time. And I bought them for like $75. So you can find some really great deals there. They also have like the soup guys there. So if you're, I know the smell, like I can smell it now.
I can too.
So if you'll know what room they're in, just sniff around. But they will give you samples for stuff. And inevitably we always bring some kind of soup mix home or dip mix home, but they're really good. There's lots and lots of good things there. I think Hadlock was there last year.
Hadlock is one of my favorite booths too, because we both wear Apple Watches, and we don't like the normal bands, but Rachel's wearing hers right now. But inevitably we end up getting 1 or 2 bands each a year for that, and then we wear them through the year. And Hadlock always takes care of the products. They stand behind them, and they have every design in the world. And you also can do custom orders with them. So if you want your brand or initials or something really cool like that, you can stop in and talk to them and order that up right there and look at all of the different sizes they have, all of the different styles and everything. So shout out to them. I really want everybody to check them out, because they've got some awesome, unique stuff. And, anytime you can mix technology and, traditional Western things, I'm all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to combine our modern conveniences with our Western traditions.
Yes, and we'll jump ahead to kind of bring it back in for a second, but some of the things you're also going to see at pretty much all of the shopping centers are going to be the ticket exchanges.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that in a later video about where to watch and how to get there. But if you're looking for tickets, this is going to be one of the more secure outlets that you can find those. They'll trade tickets with people. They'll buy tickets. They'll sell tickets. So you can go up there and all of them are going to be authentic tickets, and you can see where you're going to be sitting, and you can shop what they have there to offer and purchase tickets in a very safe and secure way, because you definitely can get taken advantage of in Las Vegas on fake tickets if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, please buy your tickets through legitimate sources, not just from random people. People definitely get scammed on tickets, unfortunately. So if you go to one of those ticket exchange booths or buy directly from, I think the main ticket is StubHub, buy directly through StubHub. That's the best way to know that your tickets are real and safe.
Yeah. And Stetson Country Christmas is not the only place that has one of those either. And while you're at Stetson Country Christmas, you can travel to one of the other shows and not have to Uber, not have to order a taxi or anything. And that would be the second year they're going to be in this venue.
Yep.
So not brand new, but kind of still new to the Horseshoe, would be Roper Marketplace.
Yep, it's Stetson's sister brand, and they put on another amazing show. I really love this one. We have friends that have booths at this one, specifically Greeley Hat Works, and then Turquoise and Style will be having their first booth ever there. I'm very excited. I also like to shop at Blue Quail Designs. So that show is one I always buy Turquoise at. I just find some of the best deals, some of the best options. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about Roper Marketplace. It is one of the ones that I look forward to every year.
Yeah, and one of the cool things that you'll find while you're there shopping too is these makers are really awesome people just to get to talk to and get to know. The Blue Quail folks, like, I feel like every year we go talk to them.
Yeah, they're so friendly.
We end up talking about the pieces, and we'll be looking at them, and there's a story behind most of them, which is really cool. I mean, to me, if you can find out a story of something and it's more than just a piece of jewelry or a piece of turquoise or this or that, and you see the people that made it and you see the hard work that went into it and the pride they have in that, it makes it really cool, and it kind of makes it more worth it paying the price that they're asking for some of this stuff.
Oh, for sure. Because, it's a beautiful piece of art. You can only find one like it. Every piece of turquoise and jewelry is unique in its own right. So it's a really cool and unique thing. But yeah, you're going to be able to shop at either one of these shows from 9 to 5 daily. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be able to get into these shows.
Yeah. So we're going to move on from the Roper Marketplace, which, by the way, this was the show that was at the Mandalay Bay and since has been moved to the Horseshoe. So we've talked in our last video about this property a lot, and that's the South Point. They host a lot of things, one of those being the Cinch Western Gift Show. So if you're wanting to shop in Cowboy Central, head on over to the South Point.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got quite a bit of space. They've got a lot of really cool tack. They've got a pre-fruit booth there that you can shop all of the best gates and head shoots and rodeo equipment or working cattle equipment. You get to see and touch and feel and try out a lot of that stuff, talk to the reps, and they can explain different products they have to you. So if you're in the market to buy some of this heavy equipment, Las Vegas is a really good place to go and get some great deals on that. And the South Point is going to be one of the places you'll want to look into if you are interested in some of that larger stuff like that.
Yeah, and Jordan talks about cowboy stuff being there. I mean, truly, I've bought Rommel reins. I've bought, hand-braided, very nice Rommel reins. We've bought hand-tooled belts, hand-tooled bags. That is one of those that this is where we find our tack. This is where we find some of our leather goods. Those are the things we look for every year going into the South Points shopping.
Yeah, and she touched on the belts and stuff like that. That's another good point to bring up. There are a ton of engravers and braiders and leather workers and silversmiths there. So look at everything. You know, if you're there just to keep buying, then by all means, buy. But if you're like us, you like to shop around and see what the different booths have and look at the prices and compare the work and compare everything. You're going to spend a lot of time shopping during the day, but that's one of the best things to do during the day while you're in Las Vegas is to look at all of these makers and all of these different products. And like I said, shop around, look at everything. Don't be in such a rush to buy the first thing you see because you're going to see a lot more of those things as you go on throughout these different venues.
Yeah, Jordan talks and brings up a really good point when he's talking about that, because we are really fortunate that we go for enough days that we can kind of really take our time and shop around and go back to places. Just to make a point before we move on, Stetson, Country Christmas, Roper Marketplace, and Cinch Western Gift Show, those are not necessarily places that take us all day to shop. We can usually do 2 of those in one day. So we typically try to knock out Stetson Country Christmas and Roper Marketplace in one day, and then maybe on our second day in Cowboy Christmas, we have a little bit of time, so then we'll head over to the South Point and hit up the Cinch Western Gift Show. So we're jumping around. We're not necessarily going to one shopping center and staying there all day, unless you're at the big boy.
Yeah. So before we get to the big boy, we're going to touch on just a little guy.
Yeah, so, the one little guy left.
This is a nice little show, and we have bought stuff here before, but the Plaza Downtown Christmas Expo is at the Plaza. They do have a small space there where they have some vendors, and though it's small, they do have some really great people there. I think we bought some silver and turquoise stuff from there last time. You know, great people. It's not going to be crowded when you go down there. You're going to be able to look at everything and take your time there. So that's one of the benefits to being down there. And we kind of wrap it in when we do go down there to our one time that visiting Fremont Street, because that's not really our speed.
Yeah.
Fremont is a little out there and not necessarily Cowboy Central. So it's definitely worth seeing one time. I just don't think that you're going to spend a lot of time down there. There are some other things going on we'll talk about later in the video in that area that you might be interested in. And if you are going to those, then I would definitely tie the shopping into that. But that's a small show that you guys might want to check out too. It's typically 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day, and it'll be located in the plaza itself. So now that we've got that one out of the way,
we talk about the big boy.
The big boy.
We're talking about Cowboy Christmas, the official Cowboy Christmas at the Las Vegas Convention Center. It takes over the entire South Hall, floor 1, floor 2. They even had an extra wing off the side last year. It's just nuts. I mean, there is so much packed into one building.
It just keeps growing every year, and it just keeps going and going and going. Stages, shopping, multiple floors, giant displays. Literally, they build buildings inside of this building.
Also, a literal rodeo going on in the building. So we're going to talk about Cowboy Christmas. It goes on from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily at the Las Vegas Convention Center, like we said, in the South Hall. You're going to find anything and everything you could dream of there, whether it's clothing, boots, shoes, accessories, jewelry, gifts. I mean, literally, if you can think of it, they've got it. Literally, Bloomer trailers.
Yes.
The nicest Western style furniture you've ever seen in your life.
Yes. And you can go sit on it. You can walk into a Bloomer trailer. You can mess with the beds. You can see how they work. You can open the dividers. You can look in the mangers. That's one of the things we're talking about that we like so much about all of these shows is being able to get your hands on stuff that you can see on the internet and you know it's really nice, but until you really go and touch and feel it and work it and see how it is, you don't know what quality it is. I mean, Prefert will be there, Tartar will be there, Red River Arenas will be there. You'll be able to open buck and shoot, slides open, look at head gates, like anything that you're thinking you might need for your ranch, your farm, or your rodeo, you're going to be able to see it in person, put your eyes and hands on it, and actually try it out.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's truly such a unique experience, and you can see why it's so big and it's so crowded and it draws so many people, because you cannot find all of this at the volume that you're seeing it in any other place.
Yeah, there's literally acres and acres and acres of shopping at Cowboy Christmas. So wear your comfortable shoes that day. Yeah,
definitely bring your comfortable shoes and your patience pants, particularly if you're going to try and shop at Cowboy Christmas on the first Saturday. It is just crowded. We did that one year, and I have sworn off going the first Saturday ever since. But it's going to take you a full day. If not, really, it takes us, we like to do it in like a day and a half because we'll catch some of the daytime shows as well. But can't say enough good things about Cowboy Christmas. I want to give a shout out on the second floor to one of our very best friends, has her booth. It's India with Whiskey Designs.
She has some of the most unique just very creative designs you'll ever see. She has shirts with slayings on them. She has cookware. She's got kitchen towels. She's got bags. She's got hats. She's got koozies, magnets. Basically anything you want to take back home, you can find it there in her booth.
You're going to find a gift for someone or everyone, and all of her designs are hand-drawn. So unique, so cool, very affordable. So definitely check out Whiskey Designs on the second floor. We'll be there more than once.
Hopefully you can see us there. We'll
yeah, meet up at the Whiskey Designs booth.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something there. I think we hit our first hack of the video, and that would be don't shop there on the first Saturday.
Yeah, just, I mean, do what you want, but I've never seen it that crowded. It was like hard to get around. It's already hard some days, but yeah, that one is a no-go for me from now on. It could be better. But I learned my lesson, I felt like.
Yeah, I agree. So while we're at Cowboy Christmas, while we're at Las Vegas Convention Center, we're going to move on out of shopping into one of the other things that we really enjoy about Las Vegas during the NFR, and that's the daytime shows. Most of those happen at the Las Vegas Convention Center in Cowboy Christmas. So we'll kind of run through some of our favorite ones. We won't hit all of them. There are too many to really name, and they're all over the place. They've got a lot of different stages. Some of the booths you'll find people doing live podcasts in. That's sort of the really unique thing about Cowboy Christmas in Las Vegas is it's the one time a year that all of the rodeo world can be in the same place at once because they don't have other rodeos going on.
Yep.
So you're going to find rodeo athletes, you're going to find TV personalities, all kinds of people there doing different shows of all kinds. So
and autograph signings too.
Yes.
We can't even begin to touch on the autograph signings because all of these sponsored athletes will be at their specific sponsor booths. But there are so many autograph signings going on. You've got to just look up your favorite athletes and see where they're going to be because we can't even begin to name them in this video.
Yeah, and that's a great point you brought up because they also will be at the hotels.
Yeah.
And you can find out all that on the NFRexperience.com website, or better yet, download the NFR app and you can look up concerts, you can look up activities, you can look up shopping. It really will be your guide to the NFR, and you can even make your own schedule on that
Yeah,
app.
you can make your own itinerary. You just click add to itinerary and it'll build out your itinerary day by day. So we kind of do that too. I even do it because, like I said, just to keep everything straight. There's so much happening.
Yeah, it's super easy to forget that something is going on that night. It's even easy to forget what day of the week it is if you're going to be there the whole time.
As long as we're there, it's easy to do. So back to daytime shows. What's happening at the Las Vegas Convention Center?
So I'm going to kind of go in order of when they start throughout the day. And one of the newer ones, I would say, to the block, and it's based off of a podcast that is becoming very popular, but the Luke Branquino Show. He's going to be on the Cowboy Channel stage every day from 10 to 11 a.m. And Luke is super entertaining, super knowledgeable, multi-time world champion in the bulldogging, and has a lot of really awesome guests come on that show. So the Cowboy Channel stage, if it's in the same place it was last year, is very centrally located in the convention center, so it's going to be really hard to miss that one. Let's see, moving on to another one of the shows that we really like. He also now has his own podcast, but that is Live with Lucia. And we've joked in years past that it was live without Lucia because he's a busy guy.
Yeah, Anthony stays busy during the NFR, but he was there all last year. So we're going to stick with Live with Lucia this year.
Yes. And we've got to see some of our friends be on that show as well and see some of our musical friends play on that show. That was really fun. So he's now on the Ariat Live stage, which will be in the Las Vegas Convention Center as well. One of the other really more rodeo stat-based shows is going to be The Call, hosted by Steve Kenyon. If you've watched the Cowboy Channel or been to some of the rodeos that Steve's announced, you would know him from that. He's a really educated guy on rodeo and stats, and he's up to date and all that stuff. So if you're looking into that and you're more interested in the hardcore competition element of the NFR, that's going to be a really good show for you. One that really is not hardcore competition based, but way more entertainment based.
Yeah, extremely entertainment based.
This is one of my all-time favorites, but it's Rump Chat Live. They've been at the Cinch booth for the last few years. This year, they're going to be 11 a.m. every day on the LVE stage. You don't want to miss that one. They have a lot of really fun guests. They'll have musical guests. They'll have bullfighters. They'll have rodeo athletes. They'll have people from all over the Western world there, and it's sure to be entertaining. And then I've kind of forgot to mention to this point, but the other perk to going to a lot of these shows is giveaways.
Yeah, a lot of these shows will actually have tickets to the rodeo or sponsors gifts or things like that. So they'll send you shopping, they'll send you to the rodeo. If you are getting a little tired of keeping up with your lady shopping, sit your butt down at a show and take it in for an hour and chill out, and she'll come find you when she's done. Don't worry.
Yeah, ladies, just leave him watching one of these shows. Just be sure to take the wallet with you.
Yeah, keep shopping.
And he'll forget all about it. All right, so moving on, we want to cover a few more. One of the ones that's really been a staple, and I would highly suggest that you guys check this one out at some point because it's entertaining.
Yep.
He's a legend in rodeo and PBR, and he does a phenomenal job at this show. But that is Outside the Barrel with Flint Rasmussen. He will actually be on the Ariat Live stage as well, and his show is 12:30 to 1:30 every day. And then also most of these shows on the Ariat Live stage will also be aired on the Cowboy Channel.
Yep.
A lot of the ones on the Cowboy Channel stage will be on the Cowboy Channel. So if you're wanting to be on TV and have your friends back home see you on TV, just go to one of these shows and make a big ruckus, and I'm sure they'll put you on camera.
Or if you're not attending the NFR this year, but you want to feel like you're there, turn on the Cowboy Channel during the day. You will see these live shows. Like Jordan said, Outside the Barrel is one of those that, like, I think it was one of the first ones we always have attended. And it's one of those that you're going to be entertained. Flint always has multiple guests on, usually a musical act and a rodeo athlete and somebody else in the Western industry. So it's a good mix. It's a great variety of a show. So if there's one that y'all sit down and take in lunch and chill out for a minute, that's one I would recommend for sure.
Yeah, that's a great idea too. I think we do that a lot of times. We'll go ahead and grab a sandwich or something there in the convention center and then take it over there and sit and watch the show and eat. And that's a really good way to kind of multitask and get two things done at once while you're in Las Vegas.
For sure.
Yeah, so we'll run through the rest of these. So after Outside the Barrel, the rodeo deep dive panels, exactly what that sounds like. They're going to take a deep dive into what's going on at the NFR in each perf. They've got Zero In, which is a show from Cowboy Channel that some of you probably watched. They'll be there 1:30 to 2 on the Cowboy Channel stage. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Calcutta, that's a fun thing to be involved in too. They do that every day at 1:45 on the Ariat Live stage. And then last but not least, in there is the NFR Tailgate Party, and that will be 2 to 4 p.m. on the Cowboy Channel stage. That will pretty much wrap up the Cowboy Channel Cowboy Christmas Day because they close that down at 4 p.m. every day, and then everybody starts heading out for their evening activities.
Yep.
So that wraps up daytime shows, but what else other than shopping and shows can we do?
We have daytime events too on top of this. So if you're not getting enough rodeo from just the NFR, if you're in Cowboy Christmas at the Las Vegas Convention Center, there's also the Yeti Junior World Finals that is happening daily on the second floor. So you can't miss that. I mean, even if you go upstairs and sit in years past just to get food in the very back, they've had the screen on because I know you do have to buy tickets to go in. So we typically don't do that because we're shopping. Hello, priorities. But when we sit down for lunch and we want a little entertainment, we will sit there and watch the screen for the Junior World Finals. So just know that that is going on. If you've got some kiddos that want to be entertained by other kiddos doing rodeo events, this is one to check out for sure.
Yeah, it's super entertaining with the little guys, but it's also very impressive that how good these rodeo athletes are at such a young age. And it is no wonder that the rodeo athletes at the NFR are as good as they are. When you see the start that some of these kids have, it's incredible the talent level that you'll see at the World Finals.
Right.
So speaking of talent, we're going to back up just a little before the NFR actually starts. So if you're going to be in Las Vegas a couple of days before the first performance starts, there is something that you absolutely should go see, and that's the National Finals of Breakaway Roping.
Yep, this is going to happen at the South Point December 3rd and 4th. It's 2 rounds. They go round, literally back to back to back both days. So it's really, really unique. Something I would love to see in the Thomas and Mack eventually.
Yes.
Just leave that there. But yeah, go support those breakaway ladies. They've come very far, and it's really great to see them in Las Vegas also.
Yeah, they deserve every bit of the attention they get. I'm a big fan of some of those ladies. Jackie Crawford is honestly one of the best things to happen to rodeo, period, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. But check out the National Finals of Breakaway Roping at the South Point prior to the start of the Wrangler NFR. So something else happening at the South Point that I've wanted to go to every year. We miss it.
We miss it
almost
every year.
Single year. This year's no exception. But Thursday, December 5th, the Benny Binion's Bucking Horse and Bull Sale happens at the South Point Arena from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. That is a really good way to go watch some incredible animal athletes. And if you've got the money,
oh yeah,
go ahead and buy one.
Why would you not? I mean, who doesn't love to go to an auction just for the entertainment value anyway? But you're going to see some of the best stock for sale. So that is one that's on our bucket list. We need to get there on a Thursday. We haven't made it happen yet. One day we will.
Yeah. So moving on from the South Point, if you're a barrel racing fan and you just can't get enough watching barrel racing run after run after run, then the all-in barrel race at the Orleans is probably going to be right up your alley.
Well, that's only happening the 5th through the 7th. They're taking a small break, and then the 12th through the 15th. Now, during that small break, they're going to have the all-in breakaway. So if you missed the breakaway from the national finals, you might be able to catch some of those ladies there too.
Yep, and that'll be over there at the Orleans from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., each of those dates that we mentioned. What else is going on if you like roping?
Well, just this little teeny thing at the South Point called the World Series of Team Roping.
Yeah, just a little roping. Just a little added
little guy.
money. Just a few entries.
Oh, my gosh. A few thousand entries.
1,000 is right. Oh, my gosh.
So, anyway, that's happening all day, every day. We always step in to the arena when we're doing the shopping at the South Point to go see some of the team roping. We take a seat, grab some food and a drink, and sit down and enjoy some team roping. And you're going to see some of the best there.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of my favorite all-in daytime activities is when we go to the South Point. Just like everything else we do at the South Point, I really enjoy it.
We love it there.
But specifically this, because you can go and you can shop a little. You can pick up food, and there's really great food everywhere throughout the South Point. So grab something, sit down, and watch some really great team roping, and then go back to shopping, and you're going to have a great time the whole time you're there at the South Point.
Yeah, what was that sandwich we had last year?
Oh,
it was
gosh.
like some steak and cheese thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with
I don't
steak
remember.
and beef.
Anyway, it was like one of the side cart things by the main saloon there. You guys, that sandwich was so good. Anyways, so you're going to find good food there. You're going to find entertainment. You're going to find shopping.
Absolutely.
We just really love the South Point.
It's the best. Get to the point.
Oh, my gosh.
So, moving on from
Yes.
the team roping to one of my all-time favorite things to watch, and that's freestyle bullfighting. I think freestyle bullfighting is something that transcends rodeo, and anybody that just likes action and action sports doesn't have to know anything at all about rodeo or the history of rodeo will fully enjoy freestyle bullfighting.
Yeah, the BFO is going to be happening at Resorts World at 1:30. Tickets are available at bullfightersonly.com. So yeah, this is one that I think we try to make it do every year as well. It's just one of those things that like breaks up your day. It's really entertaining. Might scare you a little bit because it's just thrilling. But these guys move so fast. These bulls are such athletes as well as the bullfighters. It's something to check out.
So like she said, you can get your tickets at bullfightersonly.com. And most of the things that we've covered are completely, totally 100% free. Bullfighters Only is not. But I think this is one of the things we're always willing to spend a little money on because it's absolutely worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah. We always enjoy our time there. So speaking of the Bullfighters Only arena in Resorts World, last year we were there during Sunday, and they did have a cowboy church there that we also attended. It was really great.
It was. We really enjoyed that. It's very nice to slow down a little bit because everything in Las Vegas moves so fast, and you're all over the place. It's really nice to take a moment and really slow down and just respect who it is that's made everything possible for us to do and enjoy the lives that we live and go and worship for an hour of your day there in Las Vegas. Nothing else is really going on that early in the morning. You're not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
So take a little time. Head on over there. You'll probably see us there, and we'd be glad to see you guys. Come up and say hi. You can sit with us. We'll enjoy that time together.
We haven't seen any specific times put out yet, but we'll do an updates video later on if we do see that, just to share with y'all. But like we said, they had one there last year. They also have one at the Las Vegas Convention Center at Cowboy Christmas. I know that happens on the second floor. So be sure to catch one of those cowboy churches if you're in town on Sunday.
Yep. So we've covered a lot. We've got your daytime covered. I'm pretty sure that you could probably squeeze some other things in, but you're going to have to be there at least I don't know, 3 weeks to do anymore.
Yeah, I know. And that's the hard thing. Something I want to reiterate is you're not going to get to do it all. You've got to prioritize what matters to you, whether that be the shopping, the daytime shows, the daytime events. Break it up how you need to make sure you're hitting the things that you want to hit, because there's just so much happening.
Yeah, there's plenty to do. Even if you don't make it to everything, you're going to have a great time in Las Vegas. It's the NFR. There's something going on everywhere. So if you don't go to one thing, you're going to enjoy whatever you went to anyway. But that pretty much wraps up the daytime. So what does that mean is next?
Nighttime activities.
Yes.
So the next video we're going to be putting out will be nighttime activities, where and how to watch the rodeo, see all the concerts, the after parties. We're going to break it down for you.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching right now, please give the video a like, subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot, and it'll make sure that you don't miss any of the coming videos in the series.
See you next time.
See you next time.